Shalom, Yasharala. This is your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. A salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson, which was pretty much inspired off of, a portion of the live stream we was on last night. You know what I'm saying? We started talking about, the proud and so on and so forth. And we started touching on this here in dealing with, Esau's pride and also, basically the pride of these Edomites, But I want to read a couple scriptures, which is kind of focusing on America, because, there's Edomites all over the place. You got Edomites in Germany, Edomites in France, Edomites in Russia. All right. But nevertheless, a lot of people think that America's not spoken about in the scriptures, just because it doesn't say America in the scriptures or the United States of America in the scriptures, they think that it's not inside, it's not written in the Bible, but, more than, and really these types of people have a real simple mind, you know what I'm saying? Because it would be, how, like they always like to say, well, how do you know that the Bible was actually written back in those days? You only, a certain age, they probably could have wrote this Bible maybe 100 years ago and just indoctrinated everybody to make them believe all of this and so on and so forth, Those type of people, all right, they have this here monster, they so-called smart dumb niggas, right? First and foremost, you can be like, all right, well, what about these prophecies, man? All right, this was written so far back in time, and things are just now coming to pass now, just like Gog and Magog, the RFID chip being a mark of the beast, Israel waking back up, seeing who they are, the curses falling on Esau. Like, hey, we, as the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we ain't doing shit to the so-called white man, except for, the men of the Lord out there preaching. But physically, we're not doing nothing to the so-called white man. All right, we're not fucking up his economics, his commerce, his military stuff, his political influence around the world. We ain't got shit to do with none of that. All of that, or his birth rates, them on this opioid crisis. None of these things do. Jake ain't got enough money to goddamn look. Hey, that's just a vain thought to think that Jake has any kind of power to do anything like this, man. You see what I'm saying? And going into, how some people be like, oh, y'all being racist or y'all being reverse racist. Well, there's a difference between, talking shit to another motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like this person, and you call them all kind of derogatory names. That's you just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? But, really being racist is certain things like, look, y'all gonna live in this neighborhood on this side of town and drink this contaminated water. Your kids gonna go to this here school, and we're gonna fund it with this amount of money so that they're gonna get this type of education. You're gonna have to go to a job to get a job from me, and I'm gonna treat you however I want to treat you. And my court systems is my word against your word, and so on and so forth, But nevertheless, stop and frisk and whatever, whatnot, And we see how all these things are starting to be exposed right now, But at the end all be all, Jake ain't the one that's doing none of these things, man. It's the spirit of the Most High, man. All right. But nevertheless, dealing with these smart dumb niggas and stuff like that, who they think they so smart, but nevertheless, oh, America isn't written in the Bible, named as America in the Bible, so I don't believe that. Well, it would be easy if, let's say in the scriptures, they did write in there, the United States of America, this is the most wickedest place it's going to be. And it's being written as a prophecy, meaning it's like it's not there in existence at the time where they wrote it, but it's going to come in the future, right? Why the fuck would they even make this here place, and how do I put this? They're going to try to swindle you with something, right? It's like the con man. The con man is not going to come to you with a damn uniform on, with a nameplate that says, the con man, I'm finna steal your shit. No, the con man going to come dressed up so he could deceive your ass, right? So if they knew that this was going to be the place where they was going to rule the world from and do all this here wickedness from, and it was written about in the Bible, and it was named the United States of America, don't you think they would change the name of this here place? All right, just look at the rest of the places around the globe, man. Look at the names of the people around the globe. Why do you think the so-called white man changed those names? All right, to make it seem like a fairy tale. All right, like in the scriptures, I remember as a real young child, you know what I'm saying? I happened to open up the Bible and start reading through the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Or for whatever I could read. You know what I'm saying? And try to get. I don't know why the hell I was reading the Bible, to be honest with you. But I was at the crib just reading the Bible. I was like a real little kid. But and and those things, I was like, at that time, I kind of believed in God because that was just the way I was raised. But I was like, well, maybe this here book is about, they using allegories and metaphors so you can understand certain things. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, I get it now, or whatever, whatnot. It's like how they have a saying, well, you can lead the horse to the water, you can't force him to drink. It's like, well, when you tell that to somebody, you're not telling them that to be able to go, bring a damn horse to the water, an actual horse. It's like, nah, it's like you dealing with other people. You can try to help people, but if they don't want the help, you can't force it on them. That's basically the same thing. But nevertheless, me reading through the Bible, as I was reading through there, I was coming across different names like Babylon and Canaan and these different lands like that, Samaria, you know what I'm saying? All these different places, right? And I was like, okay, well, this may be allegorical or whatever, whatnot, metaphors or whatever, whatnot. But the moment that I came across the name Egypt, the name Rome, and I think it was one other place in there, one other name in there that I came across, I was like, I'm telling you, the first time that my eyes glanced on the word Egypt in the scriptures, I was taken back. I was like, oh shit, this is a real place. I know about Egypt. Oh shit, I know about Rome. You know what I'm saying? Reading through the books and you get to the book of Romans, like, oh shit, I know about Rome. I know that's a real place. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of this is real, But nevertheless, going back to, the point I was trying to make, why do you think that they changed all these people's names on the planet Earth? Why you got so-called white people, so-called black people, Puerto Ricans? Puerto Rican basically means rich port. You know what I'm saying? Port Rican, like Rico, rich, Haitian, basically, Haiti means hell, Haitian, you know what I'm saying? Like a hellion or demon, you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. These names are just made up by the so-called white man. The Psalms 83, and let me grab that real quick. This is Psalms 83 and 4. It says, let me start at verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and have consulted against thy hidden ones. All right. Dealing with the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is why you call Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, or Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians, Jamaicans, West Indians, Negroes, and all these different names and shit like that. The reason you called all these different names is this. It says, verse 4, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. All right. So, hey, for one, the word Israel is written right here clearly, right? That wasn't taken out of the place. You can look on the map. On the map, there's a place called Israel on the map, right? So, we still know about the name Israel, but guess what? We didn't know that we was Israelites. We didn't know who we were, because while the so-called white man took our identity and changed up our names, like, so for the so-called Negroes, they went from being, I believe when they first came over here, they was called Hebos, all right, or Igbos, Hebos. Then it was like colored, Negro, African Americans, black. You went through all these different name changes or whatever, whatnot. So that they can keep you confused. So when you go and you look in the scriptures, they actually do say that they have, like, they talk about black people in the scriptures. They're like, yeah, I'm black. Solomon say that. Jeremiah say that. You know what I'm saying? They use those words black. Right. Then they also use the words Kadar, which means dark skin. All right. So you can't really get around that. But you know what I'm saying? But you would have to be able to translate those words to be able to understand that. But nevertheless, it's not really written in the scriptures. Well, they got the account of Moses, where he put his hand inside his bosom and put it back out. But if you got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to understand these things, you'd be able to point that out and it'd be clear as day to what it is. All right. But nevertheless, they gave you all these different names, so you wouldn't know who you were to be able to pinpoint this is them in the scriptures. This is also why there's a controversy dealing with people arguing back and forth. I just had some retard comment on my comment board the other day about Saudi Arabia or some shit being Edom, all right, or like Saudi Arabia and England or some shit like that mixing and becoming Edom. Like, there ain't no such thing as mixed people. First of all, you are who your father is, first of all, and according to the scriptures, and this is why it's beautiful that it's not like America ain't named in the scriptures. The Most High don't name shit in the scriptures like that. Like, oh, the mark of the beast. He say the mark of the beast. He don't say the RFID chip. All right. They describe things so that you can't get around it. It's inevitable. You can't get around this shit. You know what I'm saying? What it is you're not gonna be able to buy or sell unless you have this here situation. Now, when you look out around, they come into this new currency system, which is gonna be the RFID chip. All right. When they talk about the thermonuclear missiles, man. They describe them things in multiple different ways. The glittering sword, the waster, the Lord created the waster to destroy. All right. This is his purpose, to destroy the whole land, make the land waste and desolate. All right. They're going to shoot it from one end of heaven to the other end of heaven. All right. There is no other type of missiles on the planet Earth that you can shoot from. First of all, you can't shoot a bow and arrow from like one county to another county unless you're sitting right there on the county line. All right. But nevertheless, you're not going to shoot an arrow from one state to another state. All right. Let alone from one country to another country, let alone from one hemisphere to the other hemisphere, from the eastern hemisphere to the western hemisphere. You ain't gonna be able to do that shit, man. All right, there's only one weapon that you can do that with, and that's intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, the ICBMs. All right, and so dealing with these things, all right, this is how we know for how do I say, Because again, they could have called it thermonuclear missiles in the scriptures, and then the so-called white man see that like, all right, we ain't gonna call it that shit. We're gonna call it something completely different. We'll call these things whatever, blueberry muffins, just so we can keep hiding these things. All right. The same way with America, man. They don't tell you, oh, America's that wicked kingdom or whatever, whatnot. No, they give you the descriptions about it, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. All right. Spiritually. All right. Talking about what? They have the same traits, Sodom and Gomorrah, they was known for their homosexuality. All right, now, homosexuality has been going on the planet Earth forever. But right now, in this point in time, especially in these latter days, after what Barack Obama was in office, all right, America has been the number one, basically, pusher of homosexuality around the globe and putting homosexuality in these other nations. All right. And also, America is known for, a lot of different nations had slavery going on, dealing with the transatlantic slave trade. All right. Because we didn't just all come over to America, to the United States. All right. But nevertheless, America was fully known for that, man. All right. Because a lot of these other places wind up pretty much abolishing slavery or whatever, whatnot. America kept going, man. All right. And after the international slave trade ended, they still was domestically trading amongst the states, man. Breeding and selling and trading, domestically inside the United States, And also after that, they was the ones that was lynching and burning and so on and so forth, They're the ones that still treat us like, Esau treat us like shit all over the world, but so much, how much more here in America, man? We got the situation of so-called Black Lives Matter in retaliation of the police shootings of Jake being unarmed and so on and so forth, So all these different things, you know what I'm saying, is spoken about in the scriptures, but it was giving you the description so you couldn't get around it, all right? Just like how we know that we're the Israelites based off of the curses, man, all right? It's not just one curse, like, oh, well, this curse or that curse, you know what I'm saying? For one, Deuteronomy 28 and 64 through 68, you're going to go into slavery basically on slave ships. Well, that's just one. You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all just kind of got lucky with that one. You know what I'm saying? Well, what about Isaiah, what is that, chapter 3, all right, dealing with the women and the scab of the head, not being able to grow their hair out. The only woman on the face of the earth that needs to get weave in their hair because they be having the problems, issues with their hair, it's the so-called black woman, all right? The other tribes also as well, too, but not as much as the so-called black woman, all right? And all these other nations, Esau, you'll find these Shedemites over here with weave in their hair, but they don't need it. They just want to go and get it. You see what I'm saying? Just like you Jakes sometimes need to go get loans for certain things, whereas the so-called white man, he be having the money for shit, but he'd rather go get a loan and spend somebody else's money on it. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, y'all both getting loans. Yeah, but he don't need it. He can go to the bank and go get that shit. You basically need this shit to be able to move forward, But nevertheless, like I said, all these different prophecies and the curses that came upon us, you know what I'm saying? These are the descriptions of who the children of Israel, or how the children of Israel will be living in the latter days. All right, this is how we can be able to pinpoint who the children of Israel is. Not just them, we could point out who Esau is based off of his wickedness. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof. All right, we can go throughout the scriptures and find out throughout the descriptions. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump into. I got a couple scriptures. Actually, I'm gonna read 2 different chapters real quick. Dealing with some descriptions of America, but America is pretty much described throughout the whole scriptures. All right, but we're gonna go from we're gonna start in the book of Amos. Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of Yahweh power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh." All right, now how much more in this here latter time? All right, in this latter time, what is the most sinful kingdom on the face of the earth? All right, I mean, you can say Israel still, because of the fact that we was given the law, such commandments. We are the ones that's going off. All right, and Esau, he just being the wicked because he was created to be the wicked. So in reality, he ain't even really going off. This nigga is just being righteous because that was his role, to be the fucking devil and destroy every damn thing. He playing his part out to the to the T. With perfection. But we was created to be the righteous. All right, but we keep going off. We don't want to turn back to the Lord at this point in time, But when you look at this in a different type of sense, you know what I'm saying? Esau, Edom, or over here in America, out of all the Edomites, Esau, Edom is the most wicked people. He's the border of wickedness. But out of all his different countries that he's in, all right, America's the most wicked nation out of all of them, man. From here in America is where they promote and push out a lot of this here wickedness, This is the place where they promote all these things. Hell, you could even go into just looking at, the whole dragon image, or the beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns. But nevertheless, who's the head of all these things? All right. Well, let me give it to you in a different way. You have the beast that the well-favored harlot is riding upon. All right. So the head of all these other Edomite nations is basically here in America. All right. The most sinful kingdom of them all, because from here they dictate what these other nations are going to go do. America want to go and invade another country. All right. They're going to bring NATO and the EU along with their ass, man. You don't see like France or Germany, the one taking charge and the lead, and them the ones going out and doing some shit. No, they following what these Americans is doing. All right. So we're going to go from there to the book of Isaiah 47. We're going to read, for the most part, all of this. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 47. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. And what dust is America sitting in? All right. Well, let me read this again. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So the daughter of Babylon, America is the daughter of Babylon. All right. Because you basically had, this is the third Babylon, right? You had Babylon, which was over in basically like the land of Cush. All right. Which with Nimrod and all that, over basically around like the Ethiopia area, I believe. All right. That was where the first place called Babel was at, where they built the Tower of Babel. All right. The second Babylon was basically over there in Iraq, or where Nebuchadnezzar reigned at. All right. And shit, you can look that up today. You can look up Nebuchadnezzar's palace. You can look up, Google image search these things. Or you can look up Saddam Hussein's palace. All right. I believe two of those palaces that Saddam Hussein had was actually those old ass palaces from way back in the day, and he wound up just restoring it. He wound up restoring a lot of the stuff. They had a little section where they was restoring some of that the old walls and the paintings where they would have that half lion, half I think it's called a griffin, half lion, half eagle. You know what I'm saying? They even have pieces of like the walls and arches in some of these museums. But nevertheless, before the invasion under George W. Bush, all right, Saddam Hussein was actually rebuilding a lot of this shit over there, But that was the second Babylon, all right? Now, this one here, all right, is the virgin daughter of Babylon, all right? So this is the daughter of Babylon. So basically saying, all right, let me rephrase it. What we say in the scriptures, because this is true, you are who your father is, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with so-called race. But nevertheless, in a more carnal sense, like me, you, him, and hers talking, right? Or you hear this all the time. You act just like your daddy. Why you act just like your daddy? Well, because that's my father. I'm going to get the traits from him. You see what I'm saying? Just like the Israelites, we have a lot of the traits like the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because we his children. All right. But nevertheless, dealing with the virgin or the daughter of Babylon, America was going to be having a lot of the same traits as Babylon, Again, going back to the first Babel, that was like where they built the Tower of Babel up into heaven. That was like one of the, you can't really say a world, it pretty much was like a world governing rulership, you know what I'm saying? But, the people wasn't really scattered that far around the globe at that point in time, you know what I'm saying? Right after that, when the Most High had basically brought the flood and all that stuff, that was when people wound up getting scattered, Well, really, he confounded their language at the Tower of Babel, but ultimately people started getting scattered from there and so on and so forth, moving outwardly, all right? Then you had Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon and Daniel's dream, right? They talked about that as being the head of gold, really the most, the best out of the best of all these kingdoms, But when you get down to the feet and everything like that, all right, you're dealing with the Roman Empire, whatever, whatnot. But hey, stand back and look at that whole damn statue, all right? That's America all the way through and through, man. All right, because while America is basically a mix of all these different world governing kingdoms all combined into one. Obviously, the Grecian, you can call it the Greco-Roman Empire, all right? Because the Greeks, they weren't even Greeks, but these Edomites who took over Greece, right? You can read that First Maccabees chapter 1 and 1, and it happened when the son of Philip the Macedonian, Alexander, you see what I'm saying, went up against Darius, I believe, and he was the first to reign in Greece. All right, they wasn't even Grecians. All right, they wound up going in there and taking over that land. All right, they wasn't Romans either. Then they went over there and took over that land. All right, so at that point in time, they was ruling. All right, but nevertheless, they, that beast, it had a deadly wound to his head, but then it was revived and it came back. Now America came back, and it has all the traits of, like I said, you can count the Greco-Roman Empire as pretty much one. All right, in which these are the Edomites, and this is a continuation of that. So it's going to still have the same shit that they got, all right? But then you have, the Medo-Persian and also the Babylonian captivity, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, all these things are all mixed into one, all right? So what? America is basically the child of Babylon, man. All right, all the wickedness that was done there and whatever, whatnot. Hey, all that is and being promoted and pushed out. All right, that's all. Same thing is happening here. All right, so it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." All right, the daughter of Babylon. All right, is because it has some of the same traits. It was like it was birthed right out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine if there was a new country that popped up today, right? And you starting to look at this country as it grow and develop and whatever, whatnot, and you notice that it started out just like how America started out. You had some people that left their country and went out and took over another land where there was people already inhabited and made treaties with these people, then killed all these people and enslaved those people, went to another land and brought some people over there and enslaved them for hundreds of years, all right, then treated them all horribly throughout the time, and then went and waged war against the whole earth, all right, and destroyed the whole damn earth, all right, and promoted all this here wickedness throughout the earth. People would be like, damn, that shit looked just like America. It's doing the same shit America was doing, man, all right? Pretty much what it's going into, all right? So it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin, all right? Now dealing with this here virgin is because why? This American soil ain't never been touched by no outsider, all right? Ain't like, hey, put it this way, hey, see, like I was saying, we the Most High's children, so we got traits like him. See how the Most High talking in so-called allegories and dark sayings like this, the old virgin daughter of Babylon. Listen to all your rap songs, your hip-hop songs and everything like that. What are they talking about? They use slang and metaphors and the same thing too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, cuff, finna pull out the whip and go pull up on a plug and drop a bag on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is you saying? Like, well, I'm about to go to my drug dealer, all right, and I'm about to give him some money. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth, it's the translation of it all, but we say it in different ways because, hey, we Jake, you know what I'm saying? We got, we the salt of the earth, we put flavor on things, So here it says, come sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Virgin because America ain't been touched, all right? America ain't never been fucked by these other countries. No other country came over here and fucked America, They didn't come over here and plunder its land, invade its land, or nothing like that. But you go and look at these other countries over here like Iraq. You know what I'm saying? When George W. Bush went over there with his coalition, what do you think they went over there and they did, You can use slang and metaphors over there. Yeah, they went over there and fucked the shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? Left them desolate and destitute, Rape, robbing, and pillaging. That's what the hell that they did. But that never happened to America, all right? The only wars that you had here in America was basically when Esau first came over here, all right? He was waging war against the Gadites and the Reubenites, the northern kingdom, basically. He was waging war against them. All right. And then also you had basically some Edomites. They kind of fought themselves, like with the, what is it called? The Revolutionary War and stuff like that. They was fighting themselves. And the Civil War, which was Americans versus Americans. You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck was they going to go fight? Is like, if half of America go and invade the other half of America, what land are they really invading? Still the same land. There was no outside force coming in over here, basically plundering this here land, spoiling this here land. All right. But now it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. Oh, let me go back up. It says, come down and sit in the dust. All right. This dust is talking about what? There confusion. All right. Because wow, this place is Babylon. What do you think Babylon means? All right. Babel. All right. Means just like you see somebody and they might be drunk or whatever, whatnot. And you like, what that nigga talking about? Oh, that nigga ain't saying shit. He just babbling at the mouth right now. Just, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get some grapes and peanut butter and my tire got flat and Fred came over to borrow my VCR and ketchup was on the side of my mail truck. This nigga just babbling and shit. You know what I'm saying? He confused. You can't make out a goddamn thing that he's saying, The same thing is going on here, all right? So Babel, all right, means confused, right? Confusion. Lawn is basically like saying the land, the land of confusion, all right? So not only is this here place the land of confusion, all right, because why? Here, they let you do whatever you want to do. There's no rules, the only rules here in America is you can't call your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you can't claim your actual heritage. You can't call yourself an Israelite, all right? And you really can't preach in this here doctrine, can't preach Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, man. Those are the only things you can't do here in America. But other than that, you can go do whatever you want to go do, man. You can go, have your little 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old go get a sex change or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You can go do whatever the fuck you want to do here, man. You can go marry your dog. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do here, man. This place is straight confused. All right. And, people are like, well, what's wrong with doing whatever you want to do? Well, sometimes if you don't have laws and order, then what do you have? You have chaos. All right. If you don't have control over things and set laws and order, you're going to have straight chaos. And that's what's going on right now. That's why, you have all these people on these psychotropic drugs, prescription drugs where they depressed or this and that, stress, high anxiety, You know what I'm saying? All these different things is happening because this place is the land of confusion, man. You got people, you got these women, they teaching these women about being independent. You don't need no man, do you? Put yourself first as far as your career, your passions, the things you want to do first and foremost. They telling you this shit, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, ain't gonna do nothing but fuck you over, because what you was designed to do. You was designed to reproduce, have children, raise up children, and have a family. You see what I'm saying? This is programmed in us. When you go back to Genesis, where it says, a man shall leave his mother and his father and shall cleave unto his wife, and the two shall become one flesh, and be fruitful and multiply. These being commandments that the Most High gave us, i.e., that's inside of our build-up, our makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you going off if you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, they telling these women these things. All right, then what's gonna happen? They're gonna pursue their so-called college education, pursue some kind of big ass career or whatever, whatnot, which all sounds good on paper and everything like that. But then before you know it, homegirl's been single, living by herself for so long and doing everything all independently for so long. Now she's 35 years old. And now, you know what I'm saying? If, she ain't been so brainwashed, now she want to have a child. But you 35 years old, you ain't got no kind of relationship with no man. All right. You ain't been living with no man, ain't been dealing with no man since you was like in fucking high school or some shit like that. So if you've been doing something for so long, in one type of way, it's kind of hard to break that habit. You know what I'm saying? If you've been, whatever you've been doing for so long, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to break that habit. So you've been living by yourself, only catering to yourself and taking care of yourself for so long. It's going to be hard for you to share a room with somebody else and pick up after somebody else and so on and so forth, But now you're 35 years old, you got to try to meet this here person and have some kind of relationship with him. Now you're trying to have children at 35, which, it might be a little harder for you to have children now. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? By the time your child is like 18 years old, let's just say 20, you damn near 50 years old, man. You see what I'm saying? By the time your kid graduate from school, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really help them out with nothing or whatever. Whatnot. As soon as they graduate, you damn near about to get ready for retirement. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, this is all done in the hopes of what? That our people won't. Hey, look at what's actually going on here in America, especially with these Edomites. Their birth rates are super fucking low. They're not reproducing for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Where's that place at? One of these Edomite countries is paying people to come over there. A couple of Edomite countries is paying people to come over there and have babies with their women, which is retarded because the women don't really matter in this scenario. It's all about who the man is. So if a bunch of Jakes go over there and have sex with these damn, whatever Edomite country it is with these women, these are all Jake babies now. You still getting eradicated. You see what I'm saying? That's a dumb scenario. Then they also given, in one of these countries, I just read this about 2 or 3 days ago, one country is giving out free land for people coming over there and having children. All right. So why are they in these desperate measures to start having children? Because they see that they ain't going to have a replacement generation to replace, the generations that's been lost. Once these people get older, they retire, stop working. You need another generation to keep working to keep the machine moving. You got to have, a new generation of doctors, nurses, and how you call them places, those nursing home people or whatever, whatnot, to take care of the older people. You know what I'm saying? If all the older people just stop having kids when they get older, who the fuck going to take care of them? Who gonna be working in the grocery stores when they need to go grocery shopping? You see what I'm saying? All these different things. Who gonna be driving the police cars, the ambulance, and all these different things for when the old people need to call them if they never had no children to replace them with? You see what I'm saying? This is what's literally going on here in America because of why? They pushed out these women's rights, feminism, and so on and so forth, And the so-called white people, who was it at first? Well, it was really Bill Gates' dad who started all this shit. Well, it might go back a little further to him, but Bill Gates' dad started this shit and came up with all this here scenario and then basically pushed it out through this lady named Margaret Sanger. This is like the mother of Planned Parenthood and shit, which they did all this, going back to Darwinism, to, because they wanted the superior races, i.e. the Edomites, and get rid of the inferior races so they wouldn't multiply. That was their whole plan, to stop us from multiplying, right? Just like in Egypt, all right? But nevertheless, dealing with all that, they tried to, implement these things. But now all of a sudden, it's backfired on them. Their people aren't having no children. Jake's still multiplying, so their birth rates are plummeting. All right, this is the land of confusion, man. They would push out something like that and then wonder why they don't have birth, the replacement rate coming back after that. Why they got to pay people and give them free land just to come over here and impregnate people, man. Think about that. Hey, man, I need you to come over here and have sex with these women and goddamn let one loose off in her. Shit, hell yeah. I was going out paying for the shit. Y'all trying to pay me for the shit? Or I ain't even got a crib to go smash this chicken and y'all finna give me some free land for this shit? Hell yeah, I'll go do that shit. And I ain't got to take care of the baby. Y'all gonna take care of the baby? Cool. Hey, why you in this position? Because it's a land of confusion, man. You're doing everything backwards and upside down, man. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we can go in all day on how backwards everything is over here, but, you know, or shit, you know, a 3-year-old, 4 or 5-year-old can decide whether or not they want to have a sex change at that age, but they ain't old enough to decide whether or not, or if they're not responsible enough at that age to buy lottery tickets, to drive a car, to buy a handgun. You know what I'm saying? But they can go get a sex change at that age. You see how confused this here place is? You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, hey, that's why this place is called Babylon, all right? So it says, come down, sit in the dust, all right? That dust is going into confusion, all right? O virgin daughter of Babylon, because beforehand, America did have some innovation and whatever, whatnot. You know, people was actually so-called thriving and being kind of smart. They found out how to do a lot of different things here. All right, but nevertheless, now it's all like it says here, come sit in the dust. All right, now get your ass in the confusion now. All right, and this is what's going on right now, man. The Lord is destroying the wisdom out of the wise men to Edom. All right, it says sit on the ground, there is no throne. Why does it say sit on the ground, there is no throne? Because when Yahushua come, he's gonna take the crowns off the heads of these kings, and the main king that's ruling over the whole earth, all right, is Esau Edom, but his throne is right here in America, in Babylon. This is why this here place is going to be turned into the lake of fire. Other places is going to be touched as well too, but this here place in particular is going to be turned into the lake of fire, never to be rebuilt again. Nobody's going to ever live over here again, showing you that this is the place where Esau is ruling from. This is where his throne is at, all right? Like the scriptures say, I believe in the book of Revelation, I know where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. All right, that's where the fuck America's at, man. All right, this is where Satan's seat is at, man. All right, from here is where, hey, you got one of the brothers brought this out last night. What do you call that? The United Nations, right? The United Nations is basically, for the most part, all the nations basically together in basically together in a court setting type of thing where they can kind of like negotiate certain things here and there, whatever, whatnot, you know. Now the UN building, all right, the UN headquarters is in New York City, right? Now that's where the UN is headquartered at, all right. Now the United Nations, like I said, is a conglomeration of all the nations combined, all right, in the United Nations. Now the capital place of that is in New York City. So the capital of the world, all right, is in New York City, all right. That's the Empire State. That's the actual. You could probably look that up on Google as well too. The capital of the world, which would be in New York City, where the United Nations building is at, man. All right. So it says, there is no throne. All right. So, and this is what's going on, because when Yahushua come back, he's going to ultimately take the crown off these kings' heads. All right. And ultimately destroy Babylon the Great, which is America. All right. With thermonuclear missiles, turning this place into the lake of fire, never to be rebuilt again, where nobody's going to ever inhabit this land again. All right. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate. All right. Why are you tender and delicate? Because this is just like having a real virgin. Ain't nobody been up in that. And nobody been up in that. Yeah, that's going to be some real good or whatever, whatnot, you know. You ain't got to worry about her, being ran through by all these different dudes, got all these different demons on her from all these different dudes she was sleeping with, STDs or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about none of all that, you know what I'm saying? So that's going into America being called tender and delicate, right? Because why? Nobody came over and plundered America, all right? They had pretty much all, for the most part, America has, America has all the resources, the main resources that the world would normally need and stuff like that. And you got other resources like, I don't know if America got lithium, which lithium is important right now because everybody got cell phones, and all these batteries in the cell phones are lithium batteries. Not just that, they going into these electronic car or these electric cars or whatever, whatnot, and they run off of lithium batteries as well too. All right. But nevertheless, for the most part, like oil, all right, gold, silver, you can get all of that here in America, man. So you don't have to go, there's some places, for instance, currently, since we left over there, the land of Israel, everything over there is damn near artificial, man. They bring in trees over there, they bring water in over there and everything like that, because we're not in the land, so the land is desolate, but they propped it all up, Europe was called a bottomless pit because they didn't really have no resources over there, man. All right. But nevertheless, America had all the damn resources. All right. That's why it would be called tender and delicate. But here it says, for thou shalt be called no more tender and delicate. All right. So America about to start being ravished, now that, America, Donald Trump, all these shithole countries or whatever, whatnot, and these other nations look at America as like the scriptures say, the golden city. All right. They think that the roads are paved with gold over here, whatever, whatnot. Now, people come over here and look at America like, bitch, y'all shit is fucked up over here. A lot of places, Skid Row over in California, that shit look like a goddamn third world country over there. Chicago, Detroit, There's a lot of places throughout America that look like a damn third world country or a war-torn country and shit like that, man. All right. Another thing that kind of really pissed me off was when I actually started seeing pictures of what Africa really looked like. And I'm like, wait a minute. How the fuck Africa look way better than America? Like, what the fuck is going on here? I thought Africa, these niggas was in the bushes and shit. But that's how they used to talk about it, whatever, whatnot. But when you actually either talk to people that's from over there and, you see pictures and stuff and real videos and stuff, like, these niggas got skyscrapers. They got, like, all this shit. What's going on? What kind of futuristic city is this? That's Africa? You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, America now is being, like the scripture also say, the worm shall cover thee. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to decay and everything like that, So thou shall be no more called tender and delicate. You no longer the golden city, man. People are now leaving America like, oh, man, you can get shot over here in America. There's a travel advisory for these foreigners coming over here into America. Like, yo, it's kind of violent here. The police is killing everybody. Drugs is running rampant over there. You know what I'm saying? You got all kind of clashes. You might not want to go to America right now, man. You see what I'm saying? Verse 2, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, and make bare the leg, uncover the thighs, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, and I will take vengeance and not meet thee as a man. All right, let me just touch on I will not meet thee as a man. All right, that's when Yahushua come back. All right, he's not going to come back like he came the first time in a so-called mortal body. You know what I'm saying? Where he got where you could put him to death or whatever, whatnot. Nah, he coming back in his angelic body, like the scriptures say, we don't know how he'll appear, but when he appear, we're gonna be like him, in a twinkling of an eye, we're gonna be changed. All right. For this mortal shall put on immortality. All right. This corruptible must put on incorruption. All right. So that's what Yahushua talking about. Hey, look, I'm not gonna meet you as a man, bro. You're not gonna be able to, you can put a gun to my head and try to blow my brains out. That's just not gonna do you no help, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're gonna start doing some crazy shit. Like, what kind of shit is this that we dealing with, But nevertheless, it says, going back to 2 and 3, verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. All right. So the nakedness, all right. Just imagine if you walked in a room, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, maybe not one of your relatives or nothing like that, but let's say you got some roommates, right? You just got a bunch of roommates, guys and girls or whatever, whatnot. You happen to just walk into the damn bathroom because you see the door was kind of cracked, the light was off. You didn't see the person that was in the bathroom he was about to walk out the damn bathroom and turn the light out, and you just walk in, and all of a sudden you walk in and see somebody butt ass naked in there or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, they cover up or whatever. Get out, close the door. They a little shame. You see their nakedness. This is what's going on here with America. Because America propped up as being the golden city, that great city, and all these different things, and the best. They always this is the greatest place on earth, and so on and so forth, because we got democracy, we've got freedom. They used to always push that line. We got freedom, like these other countries don't really have freedom. In reality, these other countries are really better off than here in America, But nevertheless, they push out all these different things. But right now, especially with the men of the Lord exposing all the hidden things of Esau, all right, he been exposed by the Spirit of the Lord's mouth, all right. All these things are coming out the woodwork about the atrocities that he's done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, where you got these other countries. Like, I remember back in the days when Ahmadinejad was the leader of Iran. He was on a stage over there blasting the fuck out of America, man. Hugo Chavez, when he was in power, was blasting the shit out of America, man. These are the damn devils, man. This blonde-haired, blue-eyed bastard over here in America, he the goddamn devil. Everywhere he go, hell follow his ass. They was calling them out, man. But beforehand, people wouldn't say things like that, man. People would just look at America as like, all right, we're going to let, me and you got to beef for whatever, whatnot. We can't solve it. Let's call on America. America can do this because they are greater people. No, right now, they like, man, mind y'all goddamn business. Stay out of our shit, bro. Take your ass the fuck on over there. We don't want shit to do with y'all, man. We don't want nothing to do with y'all no more, because we see how the International Monetary Fund, man, they trying to get away from central banking and stuff like that, because they realize that America got that grip on them with the petrodollar, man. All right, so now they starting to create these other things like the BRICS nations, right? They trying to create their own monetary system, all right, and trade through cryptocurrencies, all right? Because why? They seeing the wickedness of America, man. They seeing the flaws and the things that's inside of America. Like, you know what? Nah. Or give you another example. You got this here woman. She fine as all outdoors, right? Thick as shit, whatever, whatnot. She just bad as fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? You take her back to the crib or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all about to get intimate. All of a sudden, she pulled that goddamn hat off the top of her head and shit. You know what I'm saying? The weave and shit. You know what I'm saying? She bald as all outdoors, right? Then all of a sudden, she pull off the fake ass eyelashes. You know what I'm saying? Pull off all the fucking makeup and shit. She look hideous. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, she pull her pants down and pull out these goddamn, butt pads or whatever, whatnot, fake ass breast pads or whatever, whatnot. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you wouldn't walk around outside like that because you would be shamed about all this. This is why you putting on all this here front, That's basically like what America's doing right now. People looking at it like, not, from a distance, she was kind of bad, but when you get close up on her, bro, she missing teeth and shit. She funky. Bruh, nah, hell nah. You like a goddamn meth addict or some shit. Nah, we good. You done got catfished or whatever, whatnot, man. But nevertheless, this is what's going on right now with America, man. She's being uncovered, man. All right. Verse 4, as for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee in the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more called the Lady of Kingdoms. All right, so again, America's going into this here confusion. Imagine this: you got the Muhammad Ali or something knocking niggas out left and right, or Mike Tyson knocking niggas out left and right, the undefeated champ, the greatest of all times, or whatever, whatnot. All of a sudden he going into what would seem like to be an easy bout for him with some rookie or whatever, whatnot. He get in the ring, but then all of a sudden Muhammad Ali go do his little shuffle or whatever, whatnot, and forget where the hell he at. He forget that he boxing and shit, He forget what the fuck he do. He forget, the enemies in the ring. He over here looking at the ref, trying to bake a cake with the referee and shit, See all the people around, he get out in the crowd, they cheer for him, he start cheering for them. I'm like, bro, what the hell, what's going on with you, bro? That's what's going on basically with America, man. They straight confused. They don't know what the hell to do, what kind of moves to make. Every move that they make is basically that snare that's catching them in their own trap, man. The noose is getting tighter and tighter around their neck every time they move, man. All right? It says, thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. All right? Basically like the Golden City. That's the one. She the mother of harlots. You know what I'm saying? She's the baddest bitch. You know what I'm saying? Now people are looking at America like, nah, America ain't really it. Let's just look at the military and their equipment, Beforehand, everybody wanted to get military equipment from America, but now people are starting to get military equipment from Russia because they can't depend on this American equipment because it's all becoming failures right now, America had the more superior fighter jet that they was developing, the F-35, but they got so many problems with the shit. They ain't never really had that plane to fly, operate properly since they had came out with the damn design, man. But now you have Russia with the Su-57 that's far more advanced than that. Those planes actually, the F-35 was supposed to be like this too, but really there's like two planes right now that can do that, and they're like the same plane. The Su-57 and basically the same one. It's the same plane that China got. It's like the XJ something, but it's the same damn plane, right? But you can use those planes with AI. They don't even need to be piloted by a person. You see what I'm saying? And they got them shits up and running, ready to go now. So now Russia has the more superior arms dealing with military equipment. It's no longer here in America. All right. Verse 6: For I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand, and thou didst show them no mercy. All right. So look, this is going into the curses. This is why we in the captivity under the so-called white man, because why? We broke the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. All right. But nevertheless, it says, I was wroth with my people and I have polluted my inheritance. And it says, and given them into thy hand. So we was giving it to the hand of Esau, Edom. And what did he do? And thou didst show them no mercy. So once we was given into the hand of these Edomites, mainly here in America, like I said, America was the most atrocious nation out of all the different nations that had us in captivity. Let's just talk about the transatlantic slave trade, because we wasn't just brought here in America, man. Or in the United States. We was like in Canada, Central and South America, all right, and then also on the eastern side of the globe, man, all right. So we wasn't just brought in as slaves here in the United States, man, all right. But the main place of our most the most graphic and the most atrocious things that happened to us was here on this here soil here in America, man, all right. So it says, and thou didst show them no mercy, all right. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke, and that the fuck they did over here on us, man. They didn't show no pity unto the old nor the young. Verse 7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. The scriptures say their inward thoughts is that their house is going to go on forever, and they name their lands after them. You talk to these Americans, they think, wholeheartedly, and they mind, body, and soul that America is going to go on forever. It's going to go off like a, Edomite superhero movie, where the good guy walk off into the sunset, But nevertheless, this is, this is their own fallacy, man. It's, their own pride, man. Like all these other kingdoms, all right, it was going to come and it's going to pass. You know what I'm saying? The only kingdom that's going to stay forever and have an everlasting kingdom is the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Israel. All right, when Yahweh shall take reign and rulership. All right. So it says, and thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever. All right. And again, you're going to be a lady forever. You're not going to be a whore, right? Because of the fact that you ain't going to be ran through by all these other nations. Like if you're looking at these other countries as all as women, all right, all these other women, all these other nations, they all whores because why? All these other countries didn't invaded their ass and there was war on their land and all kind of situations that didn't happen on their damn land versus America. America never been touched by no other nation. So America's the virgin woman, whereas all these other countries, they've been fucked by all these other, militaries that then came in and raped, robbed, and pillaged their nations. All right. So America's like, nah, I'm gonna be a lady forever. We ain't gonna never be touched, man. I dare somebody to come over here and fight us, The majority of America's military is on the in the eastern hemisphere. All right, they're not even really over here in America like that, man. They don't. That's why this is a place of unwalled villages, man. They're not really protecting the homeland from this side of the globe. They really, majority of it, doing it by keeping their militaries right on the border of their enemies, i.e., Russia. A lot of NATO and their armaments is right there on the borders of Russia, and also surrounding Iran. All right, so that they can fight the war and contain their enemies inside of their own borders, so that they don't have to bring the war over to America. But America is gonna pretty much be touched, man. And when America get touched, yeah, these other women, these other countries, yeah, they've been sexually promiscuous. They've been sleeping around here and there, or she didn't have multiple boyfriends, so of course she was sleeping with different dudes throughout, a period of time. Throughout 10 years, she might have had 4 or 5 boyfriends, so she slept with about 4 or 5 different dudes. You know what I'm saying? But you, America on the other end, bro, they finna run a goddamn train on your ass, man. They finna have goddamn 200 million people run train on your ass all in one day, man, all in 1 hour. You see what I'm saying? So just imagine that. Yeah, she been prostituting. She had 1 John a day for the last 10 years or whatever, whatnot. But yo, you finna have, 100 times more than what she had, but all in 1 day and 1 hour. What do you think? How you think your body gonna be? You see what I'm saying? This is what this whole land gonna be made desolate, man. All right. Verse 7 again, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it. All right. Because why? They didn't understand that, they understood, certain prophecies that they was going to come and take over this here land, and they was going to take the Israelites into captivity and do all these different things. But they didn't realize, they didn't consider the latter end, that they was going to have to pay for all these things, man. Verse 8, therefore now hear this, thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, and says in thy heart. All right, so here in America, right now, America's for a lot of people, I can say this about my little 10-year-old niece. Throughout her whole life, America's been at war. Really, for the most part, all of us, America's been at war for most of our life. Whether or not it's been like, because they got these skirmishes, these little so-called battles. They've been battling this shit out. Really, I believe out of like 200-something plus years of existence as the United States of America, they damn near been at war for like 98% of that. 200. Let's just say it was like 220 years or 230 years. All right, they've been at war for like, let's just say 212 years out of all them. Out of all of his existence. You know what I'm saying? So America's dwelling carelessly, especially with them invading all these other countries. Again, you would think that they would be sitting over here patrolling their spot and have, walls built all around, the coastline of America and everything like that, so people wouldn't come over here, and they just scared. But no, they're not really scared of nobody coming over here, because why? They have their enemies surrounded to where they can fight them contained inside of their own land. All right. So it says, therefore hear now this, that are given to pleasures. And also America. Here in America, you can do whatever you want to go do, man. You have the luxury here in America to go to McDonald's, spend you $5, go get you some food or whatever, whatnot. Go get you whatever food. You can go to these restaurants, you know what I'm saying, and go get your to-go box. Bring some shit home and, and throw that shit away, man. You know what I'm saying? You have places where they throw food away day in and day out. Oh, because, the pizza places, the pizza been, Little Caesars, the pizza been in the window for 15 minutes. Longer than 15 minutes, we got to throw this bitch out. But lo and behold, you take that same pizza home, you know what I'm saying? You don't eat it all within 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You might even save some slices for the next day. Heat that bitch back up. It's still good. All right. But nevertheless, hey, they throwing away 20, 30 pizzas every hour or whatever, whatnot, we don't really care. We got food abundance like that. Here in America, you can run your water all goddamn day. Take 2-hour-long showers if you want. Certain places where they got to go draw their water, limit out the water, food, they got to limit all those things. Here in America, man, you be careless with your money or whatever, whatnot, man. A lot of people don't really be counting the change that they get back from going to the store or whatever. It's whatever. You drop a penny, drop a quarter. Oh, it's just $1, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, certain countries, man, they be like, shit, I'll take that dollar or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They be, hey, man, go out of the country to these poor countries or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? When you're on these tourist locations or whatever, whatnot, you'll see some of the locals and some of these poor ass children They run up, man. You be throwing away stuff, and they come running up and bum rush the trash cans, be digging out of that shit, you know. Our people over here might just be like, damn, that's kind of crazy, but you don't understand what the fuck they going through, you know. Your so-called trash is a damn gift for them, you know. They eating better off of your trash that you throwing away than they was eating beforehand, getting the food they would normally get, you know. This is America where they dwelling carelessly. And like I said, America been at war this whole time, yet and still, you have a lot of people that don't even know that we at war. They not even like, oh shit, we should probably be worried about getting an attack at any point in time. You know, for the last 20-some years, we've been at war with these Arab nations, all right, these Muslims and shit like that. Like, we should probably be scared that maybe one day they might come over here, band together with their militaries and invade us. You know, they don't ever say no shit like that. They go with the propaganda of terrorists, but they don't ever really fear these other countries coming over here. You know, when you talk about, oh yeah, America going to get destroyed in World War III or by thermonuclear missiles, or America going to get invaded, or martial law, the government trying to kill your ass. Oh, no, not America, man. That ain't going to happen here. Nah, ain't no country. No country can fuck with America, man. Meaning America's going to, if can't nobody overthrow your nation, you going to go on forever, man. Nobody's going to be there to challenge your power, man. All right, you the undisputed champion. Nobody's on your level. Nobody's even in your category to even fight you, man. So it looks like you're going to be holding that belt indefinite, man. All right. But lo and behold, America's going to actually get wasted. All right. It says, verse 8 again, therefore, hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, and sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall sit as a widow. Salak, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. All right. Basically saying, like, look, bro, ain't nobody coming over here and touching nothing of mine, taking none of my shit. You're not going to bomb none of my land masses. You're not going to come over here and kill nobody over here like that, well off or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? My vassal states that I wound up getting, like Puerto Rico and so on and so forth, the American Virgin Islands and all these different things like that. Shit, what country finna come over and take these nations up out of my hand? No, none of them. You know what I'm saying? Because America got these other little vassal states that they got, like Guam and a little portion of Cuba, Guantanamo Bay, and let alone all these other military bases where they got, because literally they own that land too in these other countries. But nevertheless, who the fuck is going to take that up out of their hand? That's what America's saying. Shit, you want us to move our base? You on what army finna move it from right here? We're going to put this bitch here, whether you like it or if you don't like it. What you going to do about it? You know? But nevertheless, that's what America's saying. Like, yo, ain't nobody going to challenge us, man. We can do whatever we want to do, take whatever lands we want to take, and who's going to overthrow us, man? We'll set up our, do regime change and set up our puppet governments around the world. Who's going to take them out of power? Who's going to challenge them? All right? Verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day. All right? Like you read in Revelation 18. For 1 day, 1 hour, all right, the whole land shall be utterly wasted and destroyed, all right? So it says, and that's like I said, man, it's the difference between these other nations being a prostitute, only dealing with one trick, every day. I only got one trick I'm sleeping with once a day. I'm only having sex once a day with one random dude every single day for 10 years versus, yo, you finna get, a train ran on your ass by 100,000 people. You know what I'm saying? For the next 10 years straight, you're not going to get no let up. All this is going to come to you all at one time. You know what I'm saying? Same way here, man. Yeah, America been bombing these other countries a little bit here, a little bit there. Some countries seen some war here and there and some time passed by, whatever, whatnot. Whereas America was never touched, at all. But when America do get touched, it's going to get bombarded with 200 million missiles raining down on this place, turning the whole land into the lake of fire, decimating this whole landmass. Whereas these other nations, again, yeah, they was fucking here and there once a day or whatever, whatnot. So, yeah, they destroyed a little bit of this. Like Germany, for instance. Germany kind of got destroyed in World War II. England got destroyed in the middle of World War II. Hitler fucked England up. You know what I'm saying? But what? They rebuilt it. You see what I'm saying? It's right on back over there. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They rebuilt that as well, too. You know what I'm saying? So, these are basically the representations of these different hookers that's going out there sleeping with just one John a day. You know what I'm saying? They're not virgins no more. They are getting, people touching them or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They are at risk of getting STDs here and there. But I mean, it's, it's one a day or whatever, whatnot. They can kind of control it and see where things are going. And before things get all out of hand, they can just go, get things looked at or checked out, versus, yo, you got all these dudes all lined up all at one time. You know what I'm saying? Nah, or the different analogy, you got to do 100 push-ups. What's going to be worse in your body as far as, you trying to be able to endure all these things, doing 100 push-ups all at once, back to back to back, or you doing reps of 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, rest, and go do another 10, all the way until you get to 100, Of course, doing 100 all at one time is going to put more wear and tear in your body. You're going to be way more tired. You might not even get all the way to 100. But if you take your time and do 10 at a time, yeah, you'll be able to make it through. No problem, you know. And that's the same way, you know, that's the comparison between these other nations. They doing it 10 at a time versus America, who's going to want to doing 100 push-ups all at once. They're going to be tired and wore the fuck out, meaning that all these, you know, all this is judgment going to come rain down on her all at once. All right. Verse 8 or verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantment. Hey, like I said, this is the place basically where Satan's seat is, where all this here wickedness is going forth from this here place, man. Through their sorcery, through their witchcraft, through all these different things, man. This is the mother of harlots, man. All right, this place here, let me grab something real quick. I know I don't got the time, but we're going to go to Nahum, what is it, 1 and 3? Or, no, so like, give me a second. This is Nahum 3 and 4. It says, because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. That well-favored harlot is what we reading over in Isaiah, man. It's talking about America, man. The well-favored harlot, the one whore that everybody like fucking with, you know. This is why, hey, like the scriptures say, Revelation, what is it, 17, and also like I want to say Jeremiah either 49 or Jeremiah 50. I think it's Jeremiah 50. All the nations have drinking of thy wine, and the nations are mad. All right. All these different nations are drinking of your Babylon juice, man. All right, this is what's going on over here, and you selling them these lies and whatever, whatnot, putting them under your spell of your Babylon juice, man. All right, it says, because of the multitude of the well-favored harlot, Salat, because of the multitude of the whoredom of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft. All right, so you know, it's like you gotta like, let's just say, again, dealing with a brothel, you got the madam versus the rest of the damn prostitutes, right? You know what I'm saying? The madam is the head ringleader over all the other ones, you know. This is America. America's the mistress, all right, or the madam over top of all these other nations. They doing wickedness too, but America's the mother of all them, teaching them how to do their wickedness. So it says, because of the multitude of the well-favored, because of the multitude of whoredom of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, which selleth nations through her whoredom, all right, which we was just talking about, you know, the nations of drinking of thy wine and are mad, you know, and in families through her witchcraft, all right. Why are all these people here walking in darkness? Because why? They under the spell of Babylon, you know, the American dream, watching these programs on TV, listening to this here music here in Babylon, being indoctrinated with this here bullshit that they got going on over here, the Big Bang Theory, all these different things, man. Evolution, all these different, this is all witchcraft, man. It sells families through her witchcraft that we want to going off and believing all kind of crazy shit here, you know. YOLO, you only live once, you know. Do thou will. All these different things is stemmed forth from here in America, man. All right. Let me get back to Isaiah. Verse 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, and thou hast said, none seeth me. All right, and that's what America's doing, what they're overthrowing these governments, they military, they coups, just they, how you say, the deception going in and how you call it, propaganda and all these different things, all right? So it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, and thou hast said, none seeth me. Like in the situation with Venezuela, you know, their propaganda, overthrowing the governments and setting up a puppet government. You know, they've been doing this since the beginning of the time, all right? But nevertheless, they getting caught now. They can't even, people start to see through all of that, you know? So it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, and thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it has perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. So America think that they're going to go on. They're the only superpower. They're going to just reign forever. They can keep doing all this, and who going to challenge us, you know? Therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. And that's what's coming, you know, that's the thief of the night coming to destroy this here place, man. All these plagues, like I said, man, I did this in, you know, multiple other videos, you know, about the curses falling on Esau, Edom, all right, mainly here in America, all right, really all over the world, but, you know, we here in America, we can, you know, see the ones going here, you know, how they committing suicide, they over here on drugs, opioids, alcohol, they losing their jobs, their houses, their financial situations, their health is going down. Everything is just going bad for them right here at this here moment, all right? So basically going into, it says, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, and thou shalt not know. Because America think that they still going good. Right now, how the fuck Donald Trump gonna make a statement that we're gonna make America great again because our infrastructure is bad, the economy's bad, the military is bad, it's out of date, whatever, whatnot, but yet you still trying to fight multiple wars on multiple fronts at the same time. Like, how the fuck? But yet and still, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee, All of this because you trust in your own wickedness and your own witchcraft and all these things you think you're gonna keep going on forever, man. But no, you're gonna be caught into your own snare, man. All right? Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. All right, because even from their youth, man, they go to these Illuminati meetings, pray to the Baphomet, do these rituals and whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? All these different things, entertainment and all these things. They release these things. That's why they make movies, and it might be released a year or 2 years later. Music, albums, all these different things. Go back, look up John Todd, and what they do with these the masters. Like the master copy of music before they, duplicate it on the CDs and stuff like that, MP3s and, so on and so forth. They put spells on these things, man. All right. They always doing these rituals, doing all kind of different things. Bohemian Grove. All right. All these different rituals and things that they do, this is the same place. All right. Verse 12 again, stand down thy enchantment with the multitude of thy sorcery, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so, thou shalt be able to profit. If so, be thou mayest prevail. All right. So look, America, even to the very last end, they're going to keep going on with their so-called rituals, their sorceries and whatever, whatnot, sacrifices, thinking that they're going to prevail even through Yahushua, but they sore mistaken. Verse 13, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsel. Let now the astrologers and stargazers and monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things which shall come upon thee. So, hey, look, you want to go to those gods, all right, to your soothsayers or whatever, whatnot, your witches, your wizards, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look up John Todd. He break down a lot of that shit, how you can't be in none of these type of industries unless you know about this certain witch language and whatever, whatnot. All of that shit. You have no idea how deep witchcraft is and so on and so forth, man. Witchcraft is running rampant as fuck here in America, man. But nevertheless, this is the same situation that's basically going to wind up catching Esau in his snare, man. He's going to be going to these same people that's giving him this so-called insight, and they're going to wind up leading his ass astray. Yeah, go into World War III. Now, you don't need to upgrade your weapons or, yeah, here go your F-35. Yeah, it's perfect now. Or your new hypersonic missile. Yeah, it's perfect now. And they go to use it in wartime and everything is just a straight failure on their ass, because they was, they think that they being told that, yeah, you're going to prevail, but they being lied to, Verse 14, behold, they shall be as stubble, and the fire shall burn them, and they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. All right, because why? They're going to ultimately, for the most part, the majority of them are going to wind up dying here in America in the thermonuclear missile. All right, but nevertheless, and then ultimately, shit, let me grab one quick precept, Obadiah, because this is going to be the ultimate end of Esau. All right, this is Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. So basically, the northern and the southern kingdom, they're going to wind up taking Esau and burning his ass up. All right. After his 1,000 years of slavery, he going to be basically rounded up and goddamn torched. All right. He going to be, what do you call that shit? Cremated. All right. It says, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh have spoken it. So basically, this is the end all for Esau. He's going to wind up going into captivity for 1,000 years. Then he's going to wind up being rounded up and burnt up off the face of the earth. So let me just finish this here out in Isaiah 47. We're going to close out. Isaiah 47:14 again. Behold, they shall be as stubble, talking about the Edomites. The fire shall burn them, and they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it, So, they're going to wind up getting, nuked over here, turned to the lake of fire. But then ultimately, the elites going to wind up making it. They're going to be in their bunkers and shit. We're going to take them out their bunkers, put them in the chains, captivity, breed their asses to bring back the nation, Edom back on the planet Earth. All right. And they're going to all be born in captivity. They're going to serve out 1,000 years of slavery, building up the kingdom of heaven. All right. And rebuilding all these desolate places, except for America. All right. Then we're going to round all their asses up again. All right. And then we're going to torch their ass, man. All right. Verse 15. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth, and there shall wander every one into his corners, none shall save thee. All right, basically, this is dealing with Esau, Edom, mainly America. You know, like I said, there's Edomites in other places as well too, but this is mainly dealing with just America, you know, and their pride and how much of a sinful kingdom this here place is, but the Lord is going to destroy it off the face of the earth, man. This is the future of America. It's going to be completely destroyed off the face of the earth. Now, I wanted to grab something else, but you know, we kind of pressed for time here. I don't went on, you know, way long, but hey, it's just in the spirit, Lord willing, I'll be able to come back with another video, you know, touching on this as well too. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out with this. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say stay strong and shalom.